The 2025 Yamaha VMAX 1700 is not just a motorcycle, it's a force of nature, a machine that commands attention long before you turn the key. For decades, the VMAX has held legendary status in the muscle bike world, known for its brute power, intimidating presence, and unapologetic attitude. And now, for 2025, Yamaha has refined that raw aggression into something even more compelling. Today on Two Wheeler Talk, we dive deep into the reborn beast, the 2025 VMAX 1700, to see whether this icon still earns its crown as the king of power cruisers. The moment you walk around the 2025 VMAX, you understand that Yamaha didn't reinvent its DNA, they enhanced it. The bike still exudes that signature muscular silhouette with a long, wide stance and a sculpted fuel tank that looks like it's carved from stone. Everything about the VMAX speaks of raw strength. The massive air scoops on both sides remain the visual centerpiece, now redesigned with sharper contours and satin metal accents that make them look even more aggressive. These aren't just for show, they feed the beast inside. Speaking of what's inside, the legendary 1,679 cubic centimeters, liquid-cooled, V4 engine continues to be the soul of the VMAX, but for 2025 Yamaha has refined the internals for smoother high RPM response and better thermal efficiency. The result? A bike that produces an estimated 200 horsepower and around 167 Nm of torque. These numbers put it squarely in superbike territory, yet it's wrapped in a cruiser-oriented frame. That combination is what makes the VMAX so insanely unique. There's nothing else on the road that blends cruiser ergonomics with superbike-level brutality. And on the 2025 model, Yamaha has tweaked the ECU mapping to deliver a slightly more linear torque curve, reducing the snappy jerkiness at low speeds while still letting you explode forward with the slightest twist of the throttle. Start the engine, and the bike doesn't purr, it roars. The signature deep, thunderous tone of the V4 has been fine-tuned to meet stricter regulations, but Yamaha has retained the iconic exhaust note. This is a motorcycle where just revving it feels like an event. The exhaust is a 4x1x2 setup with newly reshaped end pipes that add a modern touch while maintaining that muscular VMAX presence. Yamaha claims revised internals have improved sound resonance and reduced drone at cruising speeds, making longer rides more comfortable. But of course, the VMAX isn't really about comfort, it's about dominance. Twist the throttle in first gear, and the acceleration feels almost unreal. You get shoved back into the seat as the world around you blurs in an instant. The 2025 model retains the aluminum diamond-type frame and the shaft drive system that VMAX fans know well. However, Yamaha has stiffened certain areas of the chassis to improve stability during high-speed runs. The suspension has also been upgraded with revised damping rates. You get a fully adjustable $52 million front fork and a link-type rear monoshock with improved compression control. It doesn't turn like a sport bike, but compared to earlier VMAX generations, the 2025 model feels more planted, more predictable, and more cooperative when leaning through corners. Braking is handled by dual 320mm front wave rotors with radial mount 6-piston calipers, and a 298mm rear disc. Yamaha's latest ABS and traction control system comes standard. These electronic assists are particularly important because the Max's power can easily overwhelm inexperienced riders. The traction control system has been refined with a new algorithm that better predicts will slip and intervenes more smoothly. ABS also reacts quicker during emergency braking to compensate for the bike's hefty weight. And yes, weight is one of the Max's defining traits. At around 310 kilograms wet, the 2025 VMAX is a heavyweight machine. You feel that mass when pushing it around a parking lot, but the moment it's moving, the weight seems to disappear as the engine takes over responsibility. Still, the VMAX isn't meant for tight urban commutes. It is a straight-line monster, a highway-devouring brute, and a motorcycle that wants open asphalt. One aspect Yamaha has improved for 2025 is rider ergonomics. The VMAX still keeps its wide handlebar and slightly rear-set foot pegs, but the seat cushioning has been reworked for better long-distance comfort. There's also a new optional touring seat that provides extra lumbar support. The standard seat height remains at around 775 mm, making it accessible for many riders despite the bike's substantial build. The tank-like stance and central mass give it a confident feel even at low speeds. Look closer, and you'll appreciate the premium craftsmanship Yamaha has poured into this bike. The paint finishes are richer, with new color options including Midnight Black Metallic, Plasma Steel, and the limited edition Crimson Rage, which features brushed aluminum accents. The LED headlamp has been redesigned with a more modern projector setup that provides better nighttime visibility. Even the instrument cluster has been enhanced. While it retains the analog tachometer, a nod to its legacy, the digital display now shows more information, such as lean angle, real-time torque output, and ride mode settings. Yes, the 2025 VMAX now comes with selectable ride modes. Yamaha has introduced 3 modes: Sport, Street, and Rain. Sport unleashes the full power of the V4 with aggressive throttle response. Street is more balanced, perfect for daily riding. Rain reduces torque delivery and softens throttle input to keep the bike composed on slippery surfaces. These modes don't dramatically change the character of the VMAX, but they add practicality without compromising thrill. Fuel economy has been slightly improved thanks to revised combustion efficiency and better ECU mapping. Real-world riders can expect around 12 to 14 km/L depending on riding style, which, for a near 200 HP V4 engine, is actually impressive. The 15-liter fuel tank remains unchanged, giving the bike a modest but acceptable range for a power cruiser. What makes the 2025 Yamaha VMAX 1700 so special is the emotion it delivers. Riding this motorcycle feels like commanding a mechanical titan. It's not built for beginners, nor is it a practical machine. It's built for passion. It's built for those who want a bike that starts conversations, turns heads, and leaves an unforgettable impression on every ride. It's a motorcycle that reminds you why you fell in love with 2 wheels in the first place. There's a reason bikers around the world consider the VMAX a cult icon. It's not about numbers, it's about presence, attitude, and heart. The price of the 2025 Yamaha VMAX 1700 varies depending on market, but early estimates place it around $19,500 to $21,000 for the standard version, with limited edition models reaching up to $22,500 or more. Considering the engineering, the craftsmanship, and the legacy behind this machine, it's a premium that fans are more than willing to pay. In a world filled with tech-filled, ultra-refined motorcycles, the 2025 VMAX stands out as a reminder that sometimes, raw power and pure emotion are what truly matter. It may not have adaptive cruise control, radar systems, or semi-active suspension, but what it gives you is something no computer can imitate: the feeling of dominating the road with a massive V4 between your legs, the thunderous soundtrack of power, and the confidence that you're riding a machine unlike anything else. The 2025 Yamaha VMAX 1700 is not trying to be everything to everyone. It's not pretending to be practical. It's not pretending to be a budget option. It's a masterclass in mechanical muscle. It's a tribute to riders who crave power, presence, and personality. And after spending time with this motorcycle, one thing becomes crystal clear: the VMAX legend is not just alive in 2025, it's stronger than ever. So if you're someone who wants a motorcycle that delivers unmatched thrill, ground-shaking performance, and a design that commands respect on every street, the 2025 Yamaha VMAX 1700 is a machine that deserves your attention. It's a bike that doesn't just get you from point A to point B. It transforms every ride into a cinematic experience. When you ride a VMAX, you don't blend in, you arrive.